Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I'm, of course, your host, Aaron, and we are going to talk about 3 wrestling events that happened Friday, Saturday, and Monday. And that was SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Monday Night Raw that took place today on Monday the 13th, 2025 in Australia or some shit like that. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. The big takeaway from SmackDown, which I'm only going to mention briefly, is the fact that the MFTs, Solo Sikoa, said something to Nikki Cross of the Wyatt Six, and I think that is going to be our big 5v5 match coming to us at War Games Survivor Series. Hopefully that is going to be the only one, because I am tired of fucking War Games. Let's move on to the other events. So we had Crown Jewel. We had a couple matches that happened. We had Seth Rollins, who went over Cody Rhodes with a little cheatness, hit him with a watch, hit a curb stomp. Stephanie Valkyrie beat Tiffany Stratton. Clean. Very great. And then what else do we have? A banging ass match between John Cena and AJ Styles. They are the 3 matches I'm going to highlight. Go watch John Cena versus AJ Styles because that match was phenomenal. Literally. Now, let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. Coming out of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, there were a lot of rumors that Seth Rollins had hurt his arm. Did he? I think he did, because he was walking around with his arm was in a sling or some shit like that, as were reported from fans and stuff like that. So Seth Rollins, of course, came to the ring, said, hey, I'm the best. I beat Cody Rhodes. I'm the greatest. Braun Breaker's great. Bronson Reed's great. Paul Heyman's great. You're all wankers, you assholes, and everyone loved that shit. Cool. Let's move on. The first match that we had was Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. Before the match happened, Rusev met up with Penta in the back and said, whoever wins this match, I am going to face next week for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was banging. Penta and Dominic, 2 great competitors. I'm a big fan of Dominic. He's an asshole, kind of acts like Eddie Guerrero, tries to cheat a lot, which is really funny. And Rusev went down to interfere, I guess, in the match. And then Penta jumped over the top rope. And as he was doing that, Dominic went out. He grabbed the hammer, put it under his belt, threw the belt in the ring so the ref would be distracted, hit Penta's leg, got him in the 619, but the hammer was in his leg, so it was double whammy, and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Next week, Dominic versus Rusev for the IC title. I'm sure Penta's going to insert himself. Let's move on to the next thing. We had Bayley teaming up with Lara Valkyria, and they were facing Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez of Judgment Day. This is just like all their other matches. It really didn't stand out to me, except the fact that, Bayley's going crazy, and then she was fucking up, and then Lara smacked her in the face and was like, yo, get your shit together. And then Bayley killed everybody and got a roast plant on Roxanne Perez and got the 1, 2, 3. Now, next week, apparently, Stephanie Valkyrie, who is the women's champion, is going to face Roxanne Perez. That's just a little taste and nugget of information I'm throwing out to you guys. We had Rhea Ripley, who was facing Kairi Sane. She really didn't want this match, Kairi Sane, but Asuka set it up. When Kairi Sane was like, look, I got a bump on my head. I don't want to do this match. I got fucked up. A crown jewel. La da 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 da. Asuka slapped her in the face. Are they going to have a little separation? Maybe, but it's probably the long game and shit like that. This match was basically, I'm going to say something. I didn't think that Kairi Sane was going to get so much offense on Rhea Ripley. They have fought before. This wasn't the greatest of the matches. Rhea Ripley, of course, won with a riptide. And following the match, Rhea Ripley was going to set her Asuka. She was going to, something to Asuka, maybe a riptide on the announcer's desk. And Kairi Sane interfered, blocked it, and then I think Asuka hit a DDT. Can't really remember. World is a little foggy. It was early in the morning, and I was at work and shit like that. Io Sky also was there, and she got her ass beat, too. Now, let's see. We had another match, which was Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed. This was just like every other single match. Jimmy got some early offense. Bronson Reed took over. He landed a splash. He landed this, that, and the other thing. And then he landed a tsunami for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, what happened, of course? I'll tell you what happened. He came into the ring, Braun Breaker, and speared the shit out of Jimmy. And then Bronson Reed did another tsunami. And then Braun Breaker hit a second spear, which looked fucking insane and nasty. And then here came Jay down to the ring to try to make the save and shit like that. And there was really no save. And Jay's just like, bah, 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 bah. I don't really know. Because Jay has a match for later on in the night for a number, or I should say the morning, for a #1 contendership against CM Punk and LA Knight. So that is what we have to look forward to. Now, I'm sure there was another match that I can't really remember. So I'm just going to have to, I guess, skip over that shit because, well, I don't know, and I had it on my phone over here, and I just don't give a shit. I think there's something, oh yeah, Judgment Day next week is going to face AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for the tag titles, because they've only defended their titles once. I don't think Judgment Day are going to drop the titles, because JD McDonough is on fire right now, and Finn Balor is also doing some pretty fucking good work. I'm sure there was another match that I cannot remember, and I'm trying to, and that's why I keep talking so long. So let's just skip to the final thing. Let's talk about the three-way for the #1 contendership. CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Earlier in the night, during a promo with LA Knight, CM Punk, cut him off. I was like, listen, we're not going to be friends. We're not tag team this week. And all this other shit, and I don't really know. I didn't really give a fuck either. CM Punk was going to win. I knew he was going to win because everyone else just seems like fodder trash. Jey Uso is dealing with shit with Roman Reigns and Jimmy, which I'm sure Jey and Jimmy are going to implode. And LA Knight, I don't see him as ever becoming the champion. And if you think he's going to become the champion, well, I don't know what to tell you folks. So, this match was basically a nice three-way, LA Knight hit a BFT on CM Punk, almost got the victory, but Jey Uso, of course, got in the way. And as Jey Uso was going to, I think, do like a splash off the top rope or shit like that, CM Punk grabbed him in a GTS, and got the 1, 2, 3. CM Punk is now the #1 contender for the world title from Seth freaking Rollins. Hopefully CM Punk will beat Seth Rollins, but I'm not entirely sure when this match is going to happen. Whether or not it's going to happen at a Saturday night main event, or it's going to happen at War Games Survivor Series. It's really up in the air because I'm not too sure what's going on with Seth. Don't know. So, there's what happened at the end. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed came down to the ring. They started beating the shit out of Jey Uso and LA Knight, spears, tsunamis, fucking them up. And after they fucked them up, they surrounded the ring, and, CM Punk's in there. He's like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Like, I gotta do something, or I'm gonna get my ass beat. And he was right. He was gonna get his ass beat. They beat the shit out of him. Seth Rollins came down. He was watching. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, spears, tsunamis. It was a fucking mess. CM Punk was not seeing the best of his days, and at 40, whatever, 6 years old, I wouldn't want to take that kind of beat down either. But hey, you get a title match against whoever's the champion. So, here is what happened in the end. As you're standing tall, division, you got Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker spears the shit out of Seth Rollins. Spears the shit out of him. Fucking Paul Heyman's like, oh my god, like what the fuck's happening? What are you guys doing? What the fuck? Braun Breaker looks at Bronson Reed, says something to him, and Bronson Reed pulls him to the corner and gives a tsunami splash onto Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is dead in the ring. And then they stand tall, and then Paul Heyman grabs both their arms and holds them up as he planned this all out, or I don't know what the fuck happened. Here's some things I'm going to throw at you. One, this was a half-year angle. I don't understand why Paul Heyman left and turned on Roman Reigns and CM Punk. It just seems dumb. I don't want to see a 3-on-3 match between Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed versus CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and fucking Roman Reigns at War Games. I don't want to see that at all, but it might happen. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that this all did happen because I didn't want the shitty 5-way match what they were proclaiming was going to happen at War Games to take place. I'm not going to talk about it now because I'm running out of time. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me at 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time where we have more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.